I'm 28, standing on the edge of a crumbling pier in Astoria, Oregon, where the Columbia River spills into the Pacific, like a secret too big to hold. The wind smells of salt and rotting fish, whipping my hair into my face as I clutch a damp, yellowed envelope. I found this morning in Mom's attic. My hands tremble not from the chill seeping through my thrift store jacket, but from the words I read an hour ago, scrawled in Dad's blocky handwriting. The letter wasn't meant for me. It was addressed to Mom, dated July 14, 2014, 10 years ago, when I was still a gangly teenager dreaming of escaping this grey, rain-soaked town. Now, at 8:17 p.m., on October 3, 2024, those dreams feel like ash in my mouth. Astoria clings to the Oregon coast like a barnacle, all steep hills and Victorian houses sagging under the weight of time. It's a place where the fog rolls in thick, muffling the rumble of fishing boats and the cries of gulls circling the cannery ruins. I grew up on Hemlock Street, in a clapboard house with a porch that creaks like it's confessing sins. Tonight, the town feels smaller, suffocating, as if it's conspiring to keep Dad's secret locked tight. The letter's edges are frayed, but the ink is sharp. I did it, Ellen. I had to. For us. Don't tell Claire, she'll never forgive me. Beneath that, a single line, underlined twice. The money's buried by the old Douglas fir. I should have known something was wrong when Dad disappeared that summer. I was 18, fresh out of high school, working the counter at Judy's fish shack, my apron stinking of fryer grease. He'd been jittery for weeks, chain-smoking Pall Malls on the porch, muttering about debts and fixing things. Then one morning he was gone. No note, no goodbye. Mum said he'd run off with some woman from Portland, and I believed her because it hurt less than imagining him dead. But this letter, it's a grenade, and the pin's already pulled. My name's Claire Voss, and I'm not who I thought I was. I've spent the last decade building something resembling a life, a cramped apartment above the Anchor Cafe, a job editing fishing boat manuals for a local publisher, and a boyfriend, Sam, who thinks I'm stable. I'm not stupid. People call me sharp, resourceful, the kind of woman who can fix a leaky faucet or argue her way out of a parking ticket. But I've got a temper, a slow burn that flares when I'm crossed. And right now, it's smouldering. Dad didn't just leave us. He betrayed us. The money he buried, who did it belong to? What did he do to get it? And why did Mom hide this from me for 10 years? I shove the letter into my pocket and start walking back toward town, boots splashing through puddles that reflect the sodium glow of streetlights. The pier groans behind me, a sound like bones settling. Hemlock Street is a mile uphill, past the Flavel House Museum with its gingerbread trim and the rusted skeleton of the old trolley tracks. I need answers, and Mom's the only one left to give them. She's 58 now, brittle as driftwood, living alone in that house since Grandma died. She's always been the quiet one, the peacemaker, stitching our family together with casseroles and forced smiles. But if she covered for him, she's not innocent anymore. Sam's waiting for me at the apartment, probably sprawled on the couch with a beer, watching the Blazers game. We've been together 2 years, and he's the first guy I've let stick around. He's 30, broad-shouldered, with a laugh that fills a room and hands that fix diesel engines down at the marina. I love him. I think enough to imagine a future beyond Astoria's damp grip. But this secret? It's a fault line running through us. If I tell him, he'll want to help, to fix it. If I don't, he'll sense the distance growing like mildew in the walls. By the time I reach the house, my breath's fogging in the October air. The porch lights on, casting a weak halo over Mom's flower boxes, where the pansies have long since drowned. I don't knock, just push the door open, the familiar creak slicing through the silence. She's in the kitchen, hunched over a mug of chamomile tea, her greying hair pulled into a loose bun. She looks up, startled, and I see it in her eyes, guilt, flickering like a moth against a bulb. Claire, what's wrong? Her voice is soft, frayed at the edges. I pull the letter from my pocket and slap it on the table, the sound sharp as a gunshot. You tell me, Mum. What did Dad do? And why the hell didn't you tell me? Her face crumples, and I feel it the first crack in my world, splitting wide open. This isn't just about Dad anymore, it's about her too, and me. Whatever he did, it's been rotting under this roof for a decade, and I'm done letting it fester. Someone's going to pay. The kitchen smells like chamomile and mildew, a sour tang clinging to the peeling linoleum under my boots. Mum's staring at the letter on the table, her hands trembling around her mug, steam curling up like a ghost between us. It's October 4, 2024, just past midnight, and the rain's drumming against the windows of our Hemlock Street house, a relentless thud that mirrors the pulse in my temples. I'm still Claire Voss, 28, but I don't recognize the woman I was yesterday, someone who trusted, who loved without claws. Now, I'm a live wire, sparking with every breath. Talk, I say, my voice low, sharp enough to cut through the silence she's hiding behind. What did he do, Mum? What's the money? And don't lie, I'll know. She flinches, her eyes darting to the letter, like it's a snake coiled to strike. Ellen Voss, my mother, has always been small, 5'2", bird-boned, but tonight she looks shriveled, a husk of the woman who'd braid my hair and hum Patsy Cline while frying cod. Her lips part, then close, and I slam my palm on the table, rattling the mug. Tea sloshes over the rim, staining the letter's edges brown. Claire, please, she whispers. You don't understand. Then make me, I shout, leaning forward until I'm inches from her face. 10 years, Mum. 10 years you let me think he abandoned us for some cheap fling. Now I find this. He didn't just leave, he did something bad. And you knew? Her shoulders sag, and she buries her face in her hands, a sob breaking loose. It's the sound of a dam cracking, and I hate how it twists my gut, half fury, half pity. It was an accident, she mumbles, voice muffled. He didn't mean to hurt anyone. Hurt who? I snap, my fingers digging into the table's chipped edge. What accident? Tell me. She lifts her head, eyes red-rimmed, and the story spills out in fragments, like shards of a broken bottle. Summer 2014. Dad Patrick Voss was drowning in debt from a failed crab boat venture. He'd borrowed from the wrong people, rough types who hung around the rusty Anchor Tavern down by the docks. One night, desperate, he agreed to smuggle something, drugs, cash. She doesn't know, across the Washington border. But it went wrong. A fight broke out under the Astoria Megla Bridge, that hulking steel beast spanning the river. A man died stabbed, she thinks, and Dad came home with blood on his shirt and a duffel bag stuffed with cash. He said it was self-defense, Mum says, her voice barely audible over the rain. He buried the money, told me to forget it. Then he left, said he couldn't face you, knowing what he'd done. I stumble back, hitting the counter, the edge biting into my hip. Self-defense or not, he killed someone. My father, the guy who taught me to cast a fishing line off Tongue Point, was a murderer. And Mom? She stitched her lips shut. Let me grieve a lie. The room spins, and I grip the sink, the cold metal grounding me as bile rises in my throat. Why didn't you tell me? I choke out. I deserved to know. I wanted to protect you, she says, reaching for me. I jerk away, her fingers brushing air. You were so young, Claire. I thought if he stayed gone, it'd be over. Over? I laugh, a bitter, jagged sound. It's not over. That money's still out there. Someone's blood paid for it. And you let me live in the dark. She crumples again. But I'm done. I grab the letter and storm out, the screen door banging shut behind me. The rain soaks me instantly, plastering my jacket to my skin as I stumble down Hemlock Street, past the dark windows of neighbours who've slept through worse secrets than this. I don't know where I'm going, maybe the pier again, maybe Sam's, but my mind's a furnace, burning through every memory of Dad. His grin, his calloused hands, the way he'd wink and call me Captain Claire, all lies. By the time I reach the apartment above the Anchor Cafe, my boots squelch and my hair's a dripping mess. Sam's awake, silhouetted in the doorway, his flannel shirt unbuttoned over a faded tee. Jesus, Claire, you look like hell. What's going on? I shove past him, dropping the letter on the coffee table littered with beer cans and a half-eaten pizza. Read it, I say, my voice flat. Then tell me I'm overreacting. He scans it, brow furrowing, and when he looks up, there's a storm in his hazel eyes, worry, anger, something softer. I can't name. Your dad wrote this. What's it mean? It means he's a killer, I say, the words tasting like rust. And Mom covered it up. I'm done with them, Sam. Done. He steps closer, reaching for my arm, but I pull back, my skin electric with rage. Don't, I warn. Not now. Claire, you can't shut me out, he says, voice steady but strained. We figure this out together. Together, I scoff. This isn't your mess. It's mine. He doesn't budge, just stands there, solid as the pilings under the pier. And for a second, I want to collapse into him. Let him hold me until the hurt stops clawing. But I can't. Not when the fire's already lit, and revenge is whispering my name. It's October 6, 2024, 2 days since the letter ripped my life open, and I'm sitting on the sagging couch in our apartment, staring at the fog, choking Astoria beyond the window. The Columbia River's out there somewhere, a grey smear beneath the mist. But all I see is Dad's face laughing, lying, bleeding. Sam's at the marina, wrenching on some boat's engine, giving me space I demanded but don't want. The air smells of stale coffee and the lavender candle he lit last night, trying to calm me down. It didn't work. I've barely slept, my mind looping Mom's confession like a scratched record. A man dead under the bridge. Money buried by the old Douglas fir, wherever that is. Dad gone, maybe dead, maybe hiding. And me, left to pick up the pieces. I'm not the same Claire who kissed Sam goodbye yesterday morning, soft and hopeful. Now I'm a tangle of thorns, pricking anyone who gets too close. The door creaks open, and Sam steps in, grease streaking his forearms, his hair damp from the drizzle. He's carrying a paper bag from Judy's Fish Shack cod and fries. My favourite, but the gesture feels hollow. Thought you might be hungry, he says, setting it on the counter. His voice is careful, like he's stepping around broken glass. Thanks, I mutter, not moving. He sits across from me on the armchair, elbows on his knees, watching me with that steady gaze that usually steadies me too. Not today. You gonna tell me what's next? He asks. You've been a ghost since the other night. I pick at a frayed thread on the couch, avoiding his eyes. I don't know what's next, Sam. I just know I can't let it go. He killed someone. She lied. They don't get to walk away from that. He leans forward, voice dropping. Claire, I get it. You're pissed hell I'd be too. But what's the plan? You gonna dig up that money? Track your dad down? What? The question hangs there, heavy as the fog outside. I haven't told him everything, not about the revenge simmering in my chest, the need to make them pay. Not Mom. Maybe she's broken enough, but Dad. If he's alive, I want him to feel this weight, this betrayal, the way I do. I don't know yet. I lie, my fingers curling into fists. I need to think. He sighs, running a hand through his hair. You don't have to do this alone. I'm here, okay? Whatever you need. I nod, but it's a reflex, not agreement. He doesn't get it, not yet. This isn't about fixing things, it's about tearing them down. Still, when he stands and pulls me into a hug, I don't resist. His arms are warm, solid, smelling of engine oil and salt air, and for a moment, I let myself sink into him. His heartbeat thuds against my cheek, steady where mine's a mess, and I hate how much I need it. I love you, he murmurs into my hair. Don't forget that. Love you too, I whisper. But the words feel fragile, like they might snap under the strain of what's coming. Later, after he's asleep on the couch TV, flickering with some late-night fishing show, I slip out, grabbing my jacket and the letter. The rain stopped, leaving Astoria slick and quiet, the streets gleaming under the streetlights. I head for the old cannery district, where the river laps at rusted pilings and the air's thick with seaweed and memory. There's a Douglas fir out here somewhere, tall, gnarled, a relic from before the town went to seed. Dad took me fishing near here once, pointing out trees like they were old friends. If the money's buried, this is where I'd start. I'm halfway down Cannery Lane when headlights cut through the dark, blinding me. A truck rumbles to a stop, and my stomach drops as my brother Ethan climbs out. He's 32 wiry, with Dad's sharp jaw and a temper I've seen flare at bar fights down at the Rusty Anchor. We've barely spoken since he moved to Portland 2 years ago, chasing construction jobs and a girlfriend who didn't last. Claire? His voice is rough, edged with suspicion. What the hell are you doing out here? I freeze, the letter burning a hole in my pocket. Ethan doesn't know Mom swore she never told him, but the way he's looking at me, eyes narrowed. I wonder if she lied about that too. Could ask you the same, I shoot back, crossing my arms. Thought you were in Portland. Got a job up here. Saw your truck parked back on Hemlock. Figured something's up. He steps closer, breath fogging in the cold. You look like shit. What's going on? Nothing, I say too fast, and his frown deepens. Ethan's always been the wild card, reckless, loyal, quick to throw a punch for family. If he finds out about Dad, he'll either help me or ruin everything. Bullshit, he says, voice hard. You're hiding something. Same way Mom does when she's scared. My heart stutters. He's too close, too sharp, and I'm not ready for this. Go home, Ethan, I snap, turning away. This doesn't concern you. Not yet, he calls after me. But I keep walking, the crunch of gravel fading behind me. The fir looms ahead, its branches clawing the sky, and I know I've just lit another fuse. Sam, Mom, now Ethan, they're all tangled in this, and I'm the one holding the match. It's October 8, 2024, and the fog settled over Astoria like a wet blanket, muffling the clatter of the marina where Sam's working late again. I'm in the apartment, pacing the worn hardwood, the letter folded tight in my fist. 2 days since Ethan caught me by the cannery, and I've dodged his calls, his texts, call me Claire, now. But the weight of his suspicion is a stone in my gut. Sam's been quieter too, his hugs shorter, his eyes searching mine for answers I won't give. The air's thick with unspoken things, and I'm choking on it. I drop onto the couch, the springs creaking under me, and stare at the coffee table pizza box. Still there, grease stains blooming like old wounds. I should tell Sam, let him in, but every time I try, the words stick, sharp and jagged. He'd want to fix it, drag me back from the edge, and I can't let him not when I'm already falling. The door bangs open, and Sam storms in, rain dripping from his jacket, his face a thundercloud. Where were you last night? He demands, voice rougher than I've heard it. I called. You didn't pick up. Ethan's blowing up my phone, saying you're in trouble. I sit up, heart pounding, but I keep my tone flat. I was out. Needed air. Air. He laughs, harsh and short, tossing his keys onto the counter with a clatter. You've been out every night this week, Claire. Don't lie to me, what's going on? I stand, crossing my arms, the letter crinkling in my grip. It's not your problem, Sam. I told you that. Not my problem. He steps closer, eyes blazing, and I smell the salt and oil on him, familiar but distant now. You're my problem. I love you, and you're shutting me out like I'm nothing. Ethan says you're digging into something about your dad. What is it? I flinch, the mention of Ethan a spark to my fuse. He doesn't know shit, I snap. And neither do you. Leave it alone. No, he says, grabbing my shoulders. Not hard but firm. I'm not losing you to whatever this is. Talk to me, Claire, or we're done. His words hit like a punch, and I shove him back, rage boiling over. You don't get to decide that. This is my fight, mine. You can't fix it, Sam, so stop trying. He staggers, hurt flashing across his face, and for a second, I want to take it back, pull him close, bury myself in his warmth. But the fire's too hot, and I'm too far gone. Fine, he says, voice low, broken. You want to do this alone? Go ahead, but don't expect me to wait forever. He grabs his jacket and walks out, the door slamming shut, leaving me in silence thicker than the fog. I sink to the floor, knees to my chest, the letter falling beside me. He's right, I'm pushing him away, and it's working. But I can't stop, not when Dad's betrayal is a blade in my ribs, twisting deeper every day. Later, I drive to the pier, the river black and restless below. The wind cuts through me, but I don't feel it, just the ache, the anger, the need to make this right. Sam's gone for now, maybe for good, and it's my fault, but I'll carry that too, along with the rest. Revenge isn't a choice anymore, it's the only thing keeping me upright. It's October 11, 2024, and Astoria's streets are slick with rain, the kind that seeps into your bones and stays there. I'm at Judy's fish shack, nursing a coffee I don't drink, the smell of fryer grease and burnt toast clinging to the air. 3 days since Sam walked out, and the apartment's a tomb, empty, cold, his absence a bruise. I keep pressing. Ethan's been circling too, a vulture sniffing trouble, and I'm running out of lies to keep him at bay. The bell over the door jangles, and he strides in, trucker cap low, hands shoved in his pockets. He spots me, slides into the booth across, and leans forward, eyes sharp as knives. "You look like hell," he says, voice rough. "What's with the disappearing act?" I sip the coffee, bitter on my tongue, and shrug. "Busy. Work. Bullshit," he snaps, slamming a hand on the table, rattling the mug. "Sam called me yesterday, said you two fought. He's worried sick, and I'm done with your games." "What's going on, Claire?" My stomach twists, but I hold his gaze, steady as I can. "Nothing you need to worry about. Sam's overreacting." Overreacting? He leans closer, breath hot with anger. He's ready to ditch you, and I don't blame him. "You're hiding something, same look Mom had when Dad left. Spill it, or I'll dig it out myself." I freeze, the letter's weight a phantom in my pocket. He's too close, peeling back layers. "I'm not ready to show." "Back off, Ethan," I say, low and hard. "This isn't your fight." "Fight?" His eyes narrow, catching the word like a scent. "What fight? Something about Dad? Mom? Tell me, damn it." I stand, chair scraping, and toss a crumpled 5 on the table. "Stay out of it," I growl, heading for the door. He grabs my wrist, grip tight, and I yank free, spinning to face him. "Don't," I warn, voice shaking. "You don't want this." He steps back, but his stare's a drill, boring into me. "You're wrong," he says, quiet now, dangerous. "I do. And I'll find out, Claire family or not." I storm out, rain hitting me like needles, and climb into my truck, hands trembling on the wheel. Ethan's too smart, too stubborn, he'll sniff out the truth. And when he does, he'll either join me or destroy me. I drive to the cannery district, park by the old Douglas fir, and sit there, rain drumming the roof. The money's out there, buried, a piece of Dad's sin I can touch. I could dig it up, use it, turn it against him if he's alive. But Ethan's shadow looms, and Sam's absence aches, and I'm starting to doubt not the revenge, but me. What if I'm wrong? What if this breaks us all? I shove the thought down, start the engine, and head home. Doubt's a luxury I can't afford, not when the fire's still burning, and I'm the one holding the torch. It's October 15, 2024, and the air in Astoria smells like wet pine and diesel as I kneel beneath the old Douglas fir near the cannery district, my fingers clawing through damp soil. The tree's roots twist into the earth like veins, and I've been digging for an hour, my flashlight beam bouncing off the river's black surface 100 yards away. Last night, after dodging Ethan's questions and lying to Sam about a late work deadline, I came out here alone, the letters in my pocket, creased and smudged, a map to the rot Dad left behind. I hit something solid, a rusted metal box, edges sharp enough to slice my palm as I yank it free. Inside, bundled in plastic, is cash, stacks of it, 20s and 50s, stained with time and guilt. I sit back on my heels, breath fogging in the chill, and count it under the fir's shadow, $47.00. Blood money, from a man Dad killed under the bridge 10 years ago. My stomach churns, but my mind's racing, sharp as a blade. He didn't just ruin us, he traded a life for this, then ran, leaving Mum to lie and me to mourn a ghost. I shoved the box into my backpack, wiped the dirt from my hands, and trudged back to the apartment, the weight of it pressing against my spine. Sam's asleep when I slip in at 3 a.m., his snores rumbling from the couch. We fought yesterday, him begging me to let this go, me screaming that he doesn't understand. He's right about one thing, I'm slipping away, and he's caught in the undertow. I love him, but love's a liability now. I stash the money under the loose floorboard beneath our bed, where the hardwood creaks like it's whispering secrets. Then I sit at the kitchen table with a notebook, a pen, and a plan. Revenge isn't a feeling anymore, it's a machine, gears grinding in my chest. Dad's alive, I feel it, a gut certainty stronger than Mom's shaky denials. He's out there, hiding, maybe in Portland or some nowhere town, thinking he's safe. I'll find him. I'll strip him bare his peace, his lies, whatever life he's built, and make him face me. The money's my tool, not my goal. I'll use it to track him, bribe who I need, ruin what he loves. But first, I need to know more. I sketch a timeline, 2014 the killing. He vanishes. Mum clams up. Ethan's in the dark unless he's lying too. I scribble names: rusty anchor regulars, old fishing buddies, anyone who might have known Dad's debts. There's Jimmy Tate, a grizzled deckhand who still drinks at the tavern, and Lila Monroe, the bartender who flirted with Dad back then. Their threads I'll pull until something unravels. I'll start tomorrow, after Sam's at the marina. He can't know, not yet. His loyalty's a chain I'll have to break. The foghorns moan outside, a low wail that seeps into my bones. I'm not the Claire who cried over that letter 2 weeks ago. That girl's gone, drowned in the river of Dad's sins. Now I'm someone else, cold, focused, a hunter sighting prey. But there's a tremor in my hand as I write, a crack in the armor. What if he's sorry? What if he's dead? I shove the thoughts down, deep where they can't touch me. This isn't about forgiveness. It's about balance. He took everything: my trust, my family, my peace. I'll take it back, piece by piece, until he's the one begging. Morning comes grey and heavy, the sky pressing down on Astoria like a lid. Sam's gone when I wake, a note on the counter: call me, please. I crumple it, guilt gnawing at my ribs, and head out. The rusty anchor's a dive on Front Street, its neon sign flickering over a door scarred with knife marks. Inside, it's all stale beer and cigarette haze, the jukebox crooning Merle Haggard. Jimmy's at the bar, hunched over a whiskey, his beard a tangle of grey. I slide onto the stool next to him, order a beer. I won't drink, and start talking. Hey Jimmy, remember Patrick Voss? His eyes narrow, but he nods. Yeah, crazy bastard. Owed half the town money, then poof gone. Know where he went? I keep my voice casual, but my pulse is a drumbeat. He grunts, sipping his drink. Heard he had a cousin in Coos Bay. Might have run there. Why? Old debts, I lie, slipping him a 20. Thanks. Coos Bay, 3 hours south. A lead. I'm out the door before he can ask more, the plan solidifying like ice in my veins. Dad's first mistake was thinking he could hide. Mine was thinking I could let him. October 20, 2024, and Astoria's streets are slick with rain again, the kind that soaks through your soul. I'm in the Anchor Cafe, nursing a coffee that tastes like burnt tires, my notebook open to a page of crossed-out names and circled leads. Coos Bay's my target. Now Jimmy's tip about Dad's cousin, Ray Voss, checks out. Ray's a mechanic down there, runs a garage off Highway 101. If Dad's anywhere, it's with family who'd take him in, no questions asked. I've got the money, a plan, and a fire that's eating me alive. But I'm not alone anymore, and that's a problem. Ethan's across from me, his trucker cap pulled low, fingers drumming the table. He showed up at the apartment last night, pounding on the door until Sam let him in. I'd dodged him for days, but he's like a dog with a bone, won't let go once he scents blood. You're a shitty liar, Claire, he'd said, eyeing the mud on my boots. What's with the late-night hikes? I caved, told him about the letter, the killing, the money, not the revenge, not yet. His face went hard, then soft, and he hugged me so tight I couldn't breathe. "He's a bastard," he growled. "I'll help you find him." Now he's here, sipping a Coke, his jaw tight. "So, Coos Bay," he says, voice low. "You sure Ray's hiding him?" "No," I admit, tracing the mug's rim with my thumb. "But it's a start. Ray's the only family Dad ever mentioned. If he's not there, Ray'll know something." Ethan nods, but his eyes flicker with something anger, maybe grief. He's 4 years older, was 22 when Dad left. He'd idolized him, worked the boats with him, took the disappearance harder than me. "What's the play?" he asks. We roll up, knock on Ray's door, demand answers. "Subtler," I say, leaning in. "I'll go in soft, say I'm looking for Dad. Play the lost daughter. Your backup. If Ray lies, we push harder. I don't tell him the rest. If Dad's there, I'll corner him, make him confess, then dismantle whatever life he's got." Ethan thinks this is about closure. He's wrong. "You told Sam yet?" Ethan's question lands like a punch, and I flinch. "No, and you won't either." My voice is steel, but inside, I'm fraying. Sam's been distant since our fight, sleeping at the marina some nights. I've pushed him away, and it's working. He stopped asking, stopped touching me like I might break. Yesterday, I caught him staring at me across the kitchen, eyes full of hurt, and I turned away. "He's collateral damage and it's killing me," Ethan snorts. "He's not stupid, Claire. He'll figure it out. Then I'll deal with it," I snap, shutting the notebook. "You in or out?" "In," he says, no hesitation. "For Dad. For us. His loyalty's a double-edged blade, I need it, but it could cut me later." We leave the cafe, the bell jingling behind us, and head for my truck, a beat-up Ford parked on Duane Street. The plan's simple: drive to Coos Bay tomorrow, scope Ray's garage, dig for Dad. I've got $500 from the stash for gas and bribes, the rest hidden. Ethan's bringing muscle and a pistol he keeps under his seat just in case, he says. I don't argue. Astoria fades in the rear view as we roll past the Victorian rooftops, the river glinting like a snake under the clouds. That night, Sam comes home late, smelling of salt water and engine grease. I'm on the couch, pretending to read, the notebook tucked away. He drops his keys on the counter, loud in the silence, and looks at me. You're leaving, aren't you? His voice is quiet, but it cuts deep. I meet his gaze, heart pounding. What? Don't bullshit me, Claire. You've been gone weeks here, but not here. What's the plan? You and Ethan running off to fix this. I swallow, the lie bitter on my tongue. It's work. A job in Coos Bay. He laughs, harsh and hollow. Right. Work. He steps closer, eyes searching mine. I love you, but I can't keep chasing you. Tell me the truth, or I'm done. The air's thick, suffocating. I could tell him about Dad, the money, the revenge, but he tried to stop me, or worse, follow me into the fire. I'm sorry, I whisper, standing. It's better this way. He grabs my wrist, gentle but firm. Better for who? I pull free, grab my jacket, and walk out, the door slamming like a gunshot. The street's cold, the fog swallowing me whole, and I know I've just lost him. But revenge doesn't leave room for love, it's a solitary road, and I'm already too far gone. October 23, 2024, and I'm in Coos Bay, a gritty little town hugging the Oregon coast, all strip malls and fishing boats bobbing in the harbour. The air's sharper here, laced with diesel and the tang of seaweed, the sky a bruised purple as dusk settles over Highway 101. Ethan's driving, his knuckles white on the wheel, while I stare out at Ray's auto shop, a squat cinder block building with a flickering neon sign and a yard full of rusted hulks. We've been here 2 days, watching, waiting. Yesterday, I went in, played the grieving niece looking for her long-lost uncle. Ray's a bear of a man, mid-50s, with a grey ponytail and hands like hams. He grunted, said he hadn't seen Dad in years, but his eyes darted to the back office too fast. He's lying. Tonight's the push. Ethan's parked us a block away, engine off, the truck's cab thick with tension. You sure about this? He asks, checking the pistol in his glove box. Ray's not some dock rat. He's family. He's hiding, Dad, I say, voice flat. That makes him fair game. My plan's taken shape over the last week. Find Dad, force the truth, then hit him where it hurts. If he's here, I'll use the money to lure him out, offer it back, then snatch it away with his dignity. If he's not, raise my lever. I've got a burner phone, $1,000 in cash, and a story ready. I'm selling Dad's old boat. Need to find him to sign off. It's thin, but it'll get me in the door. Ethan nods, tucking the gun into his waistband. I'll watch the lot. Signal if you need me. I slip out, hood up against the drizzle, and cross the street, boots crunching gravel. The garage is quiet, just the hum of a radio inside Johnny Cash crooning about pain. Ray's alone, hunched over a workbench, a beer in hand. I knock on the glass door, and he looks up, frowning. We're closed, he barks. It's Claire Voss, I call. Voice steady. Patrick's daughter. Got a minute? He hesitates, then waves me in. The shop smells of oil and metal, tools scattered like bones. What now? He grumbles, wiping his hands on a rag. Told you yesterday he ain't here. I know, I say, stepping closer. But I found something. His old boat's up for sale, needs his signature. You sure you don't know where he is? I've got cash to make it worth your time. I pull out the wad of bills, let him see it. His eyes flicker greed, fear, something darker. Cash, huh? He leans back, crossing his arms. Last I heard, Pat was in Idaho. Boise, maybe. Years ago. Boise? I repeat, testing it. Too vague, too easy. You sure? Yeah. He shrugs, but his jaw's tight, and I catch a glint of sweat on his brow. I nod, pocketing the money. Thanks, Ray. I turn to leave, then pause, casual as a snake. Oh, one more thing. You ever hear about a fight under the Astoria Bridge? Summer of 14. He freezes, beer halfway to his mouth, and that's when I know. He's not just hiding Dad, he knows what happened. No, he says, too quick. Why? Just curious, I say, smiling thinly. Night, Ray. Outside, I signal Ethan with a quick flash of my phone, 2 blinks. Our code for trouble. He's out of the truck in seconds, meeting me behind a dumpster. He's lying, I whisper, adrenaline spiking. He knows about the bridge. Dad's close, I can feel it. Ethan's eyes narrow. What's the move? We tail him, I say, heart pounding. He'll lead us to Dad. Tomorrow night, after he closes. Bring the gun. He nods, but there's a shadow in his gaze, doubt, maybe fear. Claire, this is getting heavy. You sure you want this? I think of Sam's face when I walked out. Mom's tears, Dad's blood-stained hands. I don't want it, I say, voice cold. I need it. We head back to the truck, the plan sharpening like a blade in my mind. Raise the key, and I'll turn him until he breaks. The money's bait, Ethan's my muscle, and Astoria's ghosts are my fuel. Dad's out there, breathing air he doesn't deserve, and I'm coming for him. Whatever it costs. Sam, Ethan, me, it's too late to turn back. It's October 25, 2024, and the rain's pounding Coos Bay like a fist, turning Highway 101 into a river of headlights and mud. I'm in Ethan's truck, parked in the shadows of a shuttered gas station across from Ray's auto shop, my breath fogging the cracked windshield. Ethan's beside me, silent, his pistol resting on his thigh like a coiled snake. We've been tailing Ray since last night, after I caught him lying about Dad and the bridge. He closed the garage an hour ago, climbed into his beat-up Chevy, and now he's driving north, toward the dunes that stretch like a scarred spine along the coast. Keep your distance, I mutter, eyes locked on the Chevy's taillights, red pinpricks in the dark. Ethan grunts, easing off the gas, but his knuckles are white. He's been edgy since I told him the full plan, find Dad. Confront him, make him suffer. You still think he's worth this? He'd asked last night, voice rough. I didn't answer. Worth's got nothing to do with it. This is need, pure and raw, a hunger that's eaten me hollow. The Chevy veers off the highway onto a gravel road, tires spitting dirt, and we follow, the truck rattling over potholes. The dunes rise around us, hulking shadows against the storm, the air thick with salt and pine. Ray's slowing, pulling into a clearing where a trailer squats rusted aluminum, a single light flickering in the window. My pulse kicks up, a drumbeat in my ears. "That's it," I whisper. "He's there." Ethan cuts the engine, and we watch as Ray climbs out, slamming the door. He glances around, then heads inside, the trailer swallowing him whole. "Now what?" Ethan asks, hand on the gun. "We wait," I say, pulling my hood up. "He's meeting someone, Dad, I bet. When he leaves, we move." The plan's simple: catch Dad alone, use the money as bait, force the truth. Then I'll burn whatever life he's scraped together, his home, his name, his peace. I've got a lighter in my pocket, a can of gas in the truck bed. Symbolic, maybe, but it'll feel good. An hour drags by, the rain a relentless roar when the trailer door swings open. Ray steps out, but he's not alone. A man follows, taller, thinner, grey hair slicked back under a cap. My breath catches, sharp as glass. It's him, Patrick Voss, Dad, older, gaunter, but those shoulders, that slouch. I'd know him anywhere. He's alive, hiding here like a rat, while I've spent a decade choking on his ghost. "Go," I hiss, shoving the door open. Ethan grabs my arm, eyes wide. "Claire, slow down." "No," I snap, yanking free. "This ends tonight." I'm out, boots sinking into mud, the storm soaking me as I stalk toward the trailer. Ethan curses, following, the gun a dark shape in his hand. Ray's Chevy peels out, gravel flying, but I don't care, he's not the target anymore. Dad's still on the porch, lighting a cigarette, the flare illuminating his face. He looks up, sees me, and freezes, the cigarette dropping into the wet grass. "Claire." His voice is gravelly, cracked, but it's him. 10 years vanish, and I'm 18 again, watching him walk away. Except now I'm here, and I'm not running. "Yeah," I say, stopping 10 feet away, rain streaming down my face. "Surprised?" He steps back, hands up, eyes darting to Ethan behind me. "What? How'd you find me?" "Doesn't matter," I say, pulling the letter from my pocket. Sodden but legible. "This does. You killed a man, buried the money, left us to rot. Remember?" His face crumples, and he sags against the trailer. "It wasn't supposed to happen like that." "Shut up," I cut in, voice shaking with rage. "You don't get to explain, not yet." I nod to Ethan, who steps forward, gun raised. Dad flinches, and I feel a sick fear in his eyes, the same fear he gave me. "Inside," I say. "We're talking." He obeys, stumbling into the trailer, and we follow. It's a dump-stained couch, empty beer cans, a TV flickering static. I slam the door, the sound echoing like a gunshot, and point to the couch. "Sit." He does, hands trembling, and I stand over him, the predator now. Ethan's by the door, gun steady, his face a mask I can't read. "Tell me," I say, low and cold. "Everything. Or I burn this place down with you in it." He talks halting, broken a confession spilling like oil. The man under the bridge was a dealer. A fight over the cash went bad. Dad stabbed him in panic. He ran to Ray, then here, hiding for a decade. "I didn't want to leave you," he says, tears streaking his face. I was ashamed. Ashamed? I laugh, bitter and wild. "You're a coward, and you're done." I pull the gas can from the truck later, splashing it over the couch, the walls. He begs, but I'm deaf to it. This is the trap snapping shut, and I'm the one who set it. October 25, 2024, 11:47 p.m., and the trailer's air is thick with gasoline fumes. A sharp sting in my nose as I stand over Dad, lighter in hand. The rain's a dull roar outside, pounding the dunes, but inside, it's just us, me, Ethan, and the man who broke our family. Dad's on the couch, sobbing, a pathetic heap of a man I don't recognize. "Claire, please," he chokes out, hands clawing at his knees. I'm sorry, I'll do anything. Sorry doesn't fix it, I say, flicking the lighter on. The flame dances, small but alive, and I feel its heat against my thumb. Ethan's by the door, gun still out, but his eyes are wild now, darting between me and Dad. Claire, he says, voice tight. This ain't right. Put it down. I ignore him, stepping closer to Dad, the gas-soaked couch glistening under the trailer's dim bulb. You killed a man, I say, each word a hammer. Left Mom to lie, left me to hate you. This is what you deserve. The flame trembles as my hand shakes, not from fear, but from the weight of it, the power. I could end him here, watch him burn like the memories he torched. Claire, Ethan lunges, grabbing my wrist, and the lighter clatters to the floor, flames snuffed in a puddle of gas. I wrench free, shoving him back, fury exploding in my chest. What the hell, Ethan? You're not a killer, he shouts, face red, gun waving. This isn't you. It's what he made me. I scream, pointing at Dad, who's curled into himself, whimpering. He doesn't get to walk away. Ethan steps between us, breath heaving. He's not walking anywhere. Look at him, he's done. But you light that fire, you're gone too. I won't let you. I laugh, a jagged, broken sound, and lunge for the lighter. Ethan tackles me, pinning me to the floor, the gun skittering across the room. We're a tangle of limbs and rage, my nails digging into his arm, his weight crushing my ribs. Get off. I snarl, thrashing, but he's stronger, always has been. Not until you stop, he grunts, holding me down. Dad scrambles up, staggering for the door, and I scream, a raw animal sound, as he stumbles into the rain. Ethan lets go, and I scramble after him, but he's gone swallowed by the storm, a shadow in the dunes. I collapse on the porch, soaked and shaking, the gas smell clinging to me like a second skin. Ethan's behind me, panting, the lighter in his hand. You're better than this, he says, quieter now. You're not him. Shut up, I snap, but the fight's draining out of me, leaving a hollow ache. I wanted Dad to burn, to feel the pain he gave us, but Ethan's right, I didn't do it. Not yet. I stumble to the truck, grab the backpack with the money, and hurl it into the trailer. There, I say, voice flat. He can have it. Let it haunt him. Ethan nods, but there's a crack in his stare, fear, maybe disgust. He picks up the gun, tucks it away, and we drive back to Coos Bay in silence, the storm raging around us. I've lost Dad again, but the fire's still in me, smouldering, waiting. This isn't over. He's out there, and I'll find him again. Next time, Ethan won't stop me. Back at the motel, I wash the gas off my hands, the sink water running pink from a cut. I don't remember getting. My phone buzzes Sam's name on the screen, a voicemail from an hour ago. Claire, it's me. I know you're gone. Just come back, okay? We can fix this. His voice breaks, and I delete it, tears burning my eyes. I can't go back, not to him, not to who I was. The fracture's complete, and I'm on the other side now, alone. October 28, 2024. And I'm back in Astoria, sitting in the Anchor Cafe with a coffee I haven't touched. The river fog pressing against the windows like a shroud. 3 days since the trailer, since Dad slipped through my fingers, and I'm a ghost in my own skin hollow. Restless, the taste of gas still on my tongue. Ethan's gone silent, holed up in his Portland apartment, probably nursing the bruises I gave him. I haven't called Sam, haven't faced Mom. The money's with Dad, wherever he ran, and I'm left with nothing but the plan I didn't finish. The bell jingles, and Lila Monroe slides into the booth across from me, her bartender apron swapped for a leather jacket. She's 40-ish, sharp-eyed, with a smoker's rasp, someone who's seen Astoria's underbelly and lived to pour shots about it. I tracked her down yesterday, needing answers Jimmy couldn't give. Heard you've been asking about Patrick, she says, lighting a cigarette despite the sign. What's the deal? He's alive, I say, voice low. Found him in Coos Bay. Lost him again. You knew him, what's he running from? She exhales, smoke curling between us. Pat was a mess back then. Owed money to a guy named Denny Coal Dealer out of Longview. Nasty bastard. Word was, Pat double-crossed him under the bridge, took the cash, and Denny's guy ended up dead. Denny, I repeat, leaning in. He's still around. Oh yeah, she says, smirking. Runs a chop shop now, up in Kelso. Got a long memory too. If Pat's breathing, Denny'd love to know. A chill runs through me, sharp and electric. This is it, the twist I didn't see. Dad's not just hiding from me. He's hiding from Denny, a man with a bigger grudge and deeper pockets. I could have burned him, but this is better cleaner. I'll tip Denny off, let him do the dirty work. Dad'll lose everything, his freedom, his life without me lifting a finger. Thanks, Lila, I say, sliding a 50 across the table. She pockets it, nods, and leaves me with the smoke and a new plan. I spend the day digging phone calls, ex-posts, old contacts. By nightfall, I've got an address. Coles Auto Salvage, Kelso, Washington. I write a note on a burner phone. Patrick Voss is in Coos Bay. Took your money, killed your man, checked the dunes. No signature, no trace. I mail it from a Dropbox on Marine Drive, the river lapping at the pilings below, and feel the weight shift, not gone, but lighter. 2 days later, October 30, my phone buzzes with a text from Ethan. Ray called. Dad's missing. Trailer's trashed. What do? I don't reply, but my pulse races, a mix of triumph and dread. Denny moved fast. I drive to the pier that night, the same one where this started, and stand under the flickering street lamp, rain stinging my face. The river's black, endless, swallowing secrets like it always has. Dad's gone, maybe dead, maybe running again, and I've won. But the victory's ash in my mouth, bitter and cold. I wanted his pain, not his blood, and now I don't know the difference. Sam's truck rolls by on Commercial Street, slow, like he's looking for me. I duck into the shadows, heart twisting. This is the cost him, Ethan, Mum, me. Revenge was supposed to fill the hole, but it's just dug it deeper. November 2, 2024, and Astoria's draped in a fog so thick it's like breathing cotton. The Columbia River, a murmur beneath the haze. I'm in my apartment, alone, the floorboards still loose where the money used to hide. It's been a week since the trailer, 4 days since I sixed Denny on Dad, and the silence is deafening. No word from Ethan, no sign of Sam, no tears from Mum. I'm 28, but I feel ancient, carved out by the revenge I chased. The plan worked, but I'm the one bleeding. Ethan shows up at noon, banging on the door until I let him in. His face is haggard, eyes red, a bottle of Jack in his hand. He's dead, Claire, he says, voice breaking, as he slumps onto the couch. Ray found him yesterday dunes outside Coos Bay. Shot twice, dumped in a ditch. I freeze, the air sucked out of the room. Denny, I whisper, though I know the answer. Who else? Ethan snaps, slamming the bottle down. Ray said some guy in a black SUV was sniffing around, asking about Dad. You did this, didn't you? I don't deny it. I sit across from him, hands clasped tight to stop the shaking. He deserved it, I say, but the words feel flimsy, a shield cracking under his stare. Deserved? He laughs, a raw, ugly sound. He was a bastard, yeah, but he was our dad. You didn't just punish him, you killed him. And me, I'm the idiot who helped you. You stopped me at the trailer, I counter, voice rising. This wasn't the plan, bullshit. He roars, standing so fast the table shakes. You wanted him gone, one way or another. Now he is, and I'm stuck with it. He grabs the bottle and storms out, the door slamming like a guillotine. I sit there numb, the fog pressing in. Ethan's right, I pulled the trigger, even if Denny held the gun. I wanted Dad to suffer, to lose everything but death. That's a line I didn't mean to cross. Or did I? The thought coils in my gut, cold and slick, as I replay every step, the letter, the money, the fire I didn't light, the note I sent. It's all mine. That night, I drive to Hemlock Street, the house dark except for Mom's bedroom light. She's on the porch when I pull up, wrapped in a shawl, eyes hollow. Ethan called, she says, voice flat. Told me everything. I didn't mean for him to die, I say. But it sounds like a lie, even to me. She looks at me, not with anger, but with something worse, pity. You're my daughter, Claire, but I don't know you anymore. You wanted justice, and you got blood. Was it worth it? I open my mouth, but nothing comes out. She turns away, the door clicking shut. And I'm alone again, the creak of the porch my only company. Worth it. The question gnaws at me as I drive to the pier, park, and walk to the edge. The river's there, black and endless, whispering secrets I'll never unhear. Sam finds me an hour later, his truck idling behind me. He steps out, hands in his pockets, rain soaking his flannel. Heard about your dad, he says, voice soft. Ethan's a mess. You okay? No, I admit, turning to face him. His eyes are tired, but there's still warmth there, a lifeline I don't deserve. I screwed up, Sam. Lost everything. Not everything, he says, stepping closer. I'm still here. If you want me. I want to say yes, to fall into him and forget, but the blood's on my hands, and I can't wash it off. I don't know, I whisper, tears mixing with the rain. I don't know who I am anymore. He nods, like he expected it, and pulls me into a hug anyway. It's warm, solid, a tether to the Claire the first used to be. But as I cling to him, the river keeps murmuring, and I know this isn't the end, just the eye of the storm. It's November 5, 2024, and Astoria's fog has thickened into a shroud, cloaking the Columbia River in a silence that presses against my skull. I'm in my apartment above the Anchor Cafe, sprawled on the couch where Sam used to sleep, a bottle of cheap bourbon on the coffee table. The room smells of stale pizza and regret. The TV flickering mute infomercials I don't watch. Dad's dead, shot by Denny Cole's hand, but my fingerprints are all over it. Ethan won't speak to me. Mom's a ghost behind her locked door, and Sam's offer to stay hangs in the air like smoke. I can't grasp. I'm 28, but I feel like driftwood splintered, washed up, hollowed out by the tide. The revenge was supposed to fix me, fill the hole Dad's betrayal carved. I tracked him, cornered him, handed him to Denny like a gift-wrapped sacrifice. He's gone, his blood soaking the Coos Bay dunes, and I thought I'd feel triumph, or at least relief. Instead, there's nothing, just a cold, echoing void where the fire used to burn. I sip the bourbon, the burn sharp against my tongue, and stare at the loose floorboard where the money once hid. $47,000, blood-stained and useless, now scattered with Dad's ashes in some ditch. I didn't even keep it. What's the point? The phone buzzes Ethan's number, first time in days. I hesitate, then answer, my voice raspy. Yeah, funeral's tomorrow, he says, flat and hard. Ray's handling it. Mum wants you there. I swallow, the bourbon sour in my throat. She said that? No. I did. A pause, then quieter. You owe us that much, Claire. He hangs up, and I drop the phone, hands shaking. Owe them. He's right, I tore us apart, chasing a ghost I couldn't bury. The next morning, I drag myself to the mirror, eyes sunken, hair a tangle of neglect. I look like hell, but I shower, pull on a black sweater and jeans, and drive to the cemetery on Coxcomb Hill. The fog's thinner here, the river glinting below, a grey ribbon threading through Astoria's bones. Mum's by the grave, a small plot with a cheap marker, Patrick Voss, 1972-2024. She's frail, shawl tight around her shoulders, and Ethan's beside her, jaw clenched, hands in his pockets. Ray's there too, hulking and silent, eyes red from booze or grief. No one else, just us, the wreckage of a family. The preacher drones about peace, but I don't hear it. I'm staring at the dirt, imagining Dad's face, the terror in his eyes when I held the lighter. Did he know I'd sent Denny? Did he curse me with his last breath? After, Ethan grabs my arm, pulling me aside. You happy now? He hisses, breath fogging in the cold. He's dead. You win. No, I say, meeting his glare. I lost. We all did. He snorts, but the anger's fraying, exhaustion bleeding through. You didn't have to do it, Claire. We could've. I don't know, fixed it. Fixed what? I snap, voice breaking. He killed someone, lied, left us. There was no fixing that. He looks away, toward the river, and I see the boy he was 22 hauling crab pots with Dad, laughing in the sun. I hate you for this, he says soft now, but you're still my sister. He walks off, leaving me with Mom. She doesn't speak, just takes my hand, her fingers cold and trembling. We stand there, two broken pieces, and I feel the weight of her silence heavier than words. Heavier than blame. The fog rolls back in, swallowing the grave. And I know this is my inheritance, not closure, but consequence. That night, I sit on the pier, boots dangling over the edge, the river lapping below. The bourbon's gone, but the burn lingers, a ghost in my chest. I wanted revenge to heal me, but it just carved deeper. Sam's voice echoes. I'm still here, and I wonder if I can crawl back to him, or if I'm too far gone. November 10, 2024, and Astoria's rain has softened to a drizzle. A gentle patter on the roof of my truck as I park outside the marina. The air smells of salt and diesel, the docks stretching into the fog like skeletal fingers. I haven't seen Sam since the pier, 5 days ago, when he held me, and I couldn't hold him back. Ethan's in Portland, Mom's retreated to her casseroles, and I'm adrift, a boat with no anchor. The revenge is done, Dad's dead. Denny's satisfied. The money's dust, but the cost is a noose around my neck, tightening with every breath. I find Sam in the repair shed, hunched over a boat engine, grease streaking his forearms. The radio's playing Springsteen, low and mournful, and he doesn't hear me until I'm steps away. He looks up, hazel eyes tired but warm, and sets the wrench down. Claire, he says, wiping his hands on a rag. You okay? No, I admit, voice raw. Can we talk? He nods, leading me to a bench outside, the river a grey blur beyond the pilings. We sit, the drizzle beading on my jacket, and I spill all of it. The trailer, the gas, Ethan stopping me, Denny's bullet. My voice cracks, tears mixing with the rain, and he listens, steady as the tide. When I'm done, he's quiet, staring at the water, and I brace for him to walk away. You're a mess, he says finally, not harsh, just fact. But I knew that when I signed up. I laugh, a weak, broken sound. I pushed you out, Sam. Lied, broke us. Yeah, he agrees, turning to me. You did. But I'm still here, aren't I? He takes my hand, rough fingers threading through mine, and it's the first warmth I've felt in weeks. I don't get what you did, hell. I hate it. But I get why. You were drowning, Claire. Still are. I don't know how to stop, I whisper, squeezing his hand. I wanted him to hurt, not die. Now Ethan hates me, Mom's gone. And I'm empty. He pulls me closer, arm around my shoulders, and I lean into him, the scent of oil and salt grounding me. You don't have to figure it out alone, he says. I'm not going anywhere unless you tell me to. I don't. We sit there, the drizzle soaking us, and I feel a thread, thin, frayed, but real, tying me back to something human. Revenge took everything, but Sam's the piece I might not lose. Later, he drives me home, and I sleep on the couch beside him, his breathing a rhythm I cling to. It's not forgiveness, not yet, but it's a starter lifeline I don't deserve but can't let go. The next day, I walk to Hemlock Street, the house looming in the fog. Mom's in the kitchen, stirring soup, and she looks up, eyes wary. Claire, she says, setting the spoon down. You're back. I'm sorry, I say, the words heavy true. For all of it. I didn't mean. I trail off, and she nods, stepping around the counter to hug me. It's brittle, tentative, but it's there, another thread, stitching us back. He was your father, she murmurs. I should have told you sooner. We talk slow and halting about Dad, the lies, the years lost. It's not healing, not yet, but it's a crack in the wall, light seeping through. Ethan's the last piece, and I know he'll take time, but I'll wait. The revenge is done, the grudge buried with Dad, and I'm left to pick up what's left. November 23, 2024, and Astoria's fog has lifted, the sky a rare bruised blue over the Columbia River. I'm on the pier again, boots scuffing the weathered planks, the wind sharp with salt and promise. It's been 3 weeks since Dad's death, 2 since I started clawing back from the edge. The apartment's quiet now Sam's moved back in, his tools scattered across the counter. A sign of life I'd missed. Mum's cooking again, leaving Tupperware on my doorstep, and Ethan texted yesterday. Not ready, but I'll call. It's not whole, not yet, but it's something of fragile new shape rising from the ashes. I lean on the railing, the river rolling below, its current steady where mine's been chaos. Revenge was a storm. I chased it, rode it, let it wreck me. Dad's gone, his blood on Denny's hands, my conscience, and I'll carry that forever. But the fire's out, the need burned to cinders, and what's left is me, Claire Voss, 28 battered but breathing. I wanted him to pay, and he did, but the cost was steeper than I'd dreamed. Ethan's trust, Mum's faith, my own soul. Was it worth it? The question lingers, unanswered, a scar I'll trace for years. Sam joins me, his arm brushing mine, solid and warm. Thought I'd find you here, he says, voice soft. You good? Better, I say, turning to him. His eyes crinkle, a smile tugging his lips, and I feel it a tether, pulling me back. Thanks for staying. Always, he says, and I believe him. We stand there, watching a fishing boat cut through the water, its wake rippling out. I think of Dad, his laugh, his lies, the man he was and wasn't, and let him go, a weight slipping into the river's depths. Later, I drive to Coxcomb Hill, the cemetery quiet under the blue sky. Dad's grave is unmarked now, just dirt and grass, but I kneel anyway, tracing the earth with my fingers. I hated you, I whisper, voice steady. Maybe I still do, but I'm done. No tears, no rage, just release, a final knot untied. Back home, Sam's cooking burnt toast and eggs, a mess. I'll tease him about, and Mom calls, inviting us for dinner. Ethan's silence holds, but I'll wait. Send him a letter tomorrow. Keep the door open. The grudge is gone, resolved in blood and loss, and I'm left with this, a life to rebuild, piece by jagged piece. I step onto the balcony, the river glinting below, and breathe. The air's cold, clean, a new beginning I didn't expect. Revenge took me to the edge, but I'm stepping back, not whole, not healed, but alive. It's not tragic, not hopeful, just open, a story unfinished. And for the first time in months, that's enough.